The time to tune in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. All right, everyone. Yes, it is The Kim Jacobs Show, and I am super excited to have you all here today. Listen, grab your virtual seats and invite other people to tune in, because today we're going to be talking about something that maybe you've been told. Who do you think you are? Why do you think you should have a show? What are you going to be talking about? Why you? All of this stuff that people are told, right? Well, we're going to kind of crush those theories and say, why not you? Why shouldn't you have a show? Why shouldn't you be able to formally share your message and your story with the world? Why aren't you able to be the person that can formally share a platform that can truly change not only your life, your clients' lives, as well as people that'll be viewing your show's lives? So I am excited that you all are here today. I've received quite a few questions, and so I'm going to go through a lot of those, but I also want you to type in the comment section any questions that you personally have that I can address for you. And that's this whole episode today is Ask Kim, the Ask Kim segment. And I'm excited to be able to offer this to you. I see you, Shonda. How are you? I see you, CTR Media Network. So glad that you all are here today. And go ahead and share the broadcast. Let's take a moment, share the broadcast, and invite people in. Let them not be deprived of the opportunity to learn how to start a virtual show from scratch. And a lot of times people ask some basic questions that I definitely will kind of get rid of those myths right from the beginning as we're talking here today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. And at the end of today's discussion, or even maybe midway, I'll offer you the opportunity to take the training with me. I definitely want to be clear that I'm offering you this opportunity to go on a 6-week training with me one-on-one, and I'll get the opportunity to train you in one-on-one fashion, not in a group setting. We're going to be talking just like I'm talking to you here. And we'll get an opportunity to each week deep dive into a specific focus area to ensure that you're ready to launch your show. All right. So anybody up for this? Put some comments in the section over there and let me know I'm here. My name is this, and I'm here visiting from this location. And type some of the questions that you may have specific to you starting your own show. All right. So let's get started. The first question that many people have asked me, so I go ahead and make sure that we deep dive into that, is who should even have a show? So when I get that question, I love to be able to say, if you are a motivational speaker and you're already traveling and talking to people and you're encouraging people to be their best versions of themselves, you should have a show. If you are a person that you're an author, you have a book and you know that you're in the process of trying to get the book established and you're sharing the book with people in the community, you should definitely have a show. Even if you are a part of a collaborative project where it's an anthology and you've written a chapter in the book, technically you own that book yourself too, from the perspective of you've contributed. You're a contributing author. You should have a show. If you know that you are a business owner and you own a business that you already offer great service to the community and people love your service, but what's next? What do you have to offer that's outside of just the products and the services that you currently offer? And maybe you've been offering those services for many years, but now it's time to take things just a little bit deeper. And so I believe that if you're a business owner, you should have a show. There are people that are moms and wives and ministry leaders and pastors and you name it, professors, attorneys. There are people from all different walks of life, real estate agents, you name it. There are people out here that wear many different hats, and you have something to offer your community. The services that you have that are available, people may or may not even know about them. But by having a show, you get the opportunity to form a much deeper, more meaningful relationship with some of your clients. Not only that, you give the opportunity for your clients to now have a platform for them to come on and actually showcase their gifts and their talents. There are people that have stories that are traumatic situations that you've had to overcome, that you're like, oh my gosh, if this happened to me, I really don't want it to happen to anyone else. So, your own personal life stories and your transformational journey is a way for you to be able to connect with other people that may be going through very similar things that you've experienced. And so, guess what? You should have some type of show. So I believe that God has gifted people from all walks of life, no matter what walk of life you are here representing today. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Mackenzie. Hey, Chandra. How are you all? I'm so glad to see you all here today. Type your questions and let me know what questions you may have pertaining to creating your very own virtual show from scratch. Now, if you are one of the categories that I've already described, or maybe you don't fit into any of those categories, but you know you have a story to tell, you know that you have an impact to make on people's lives, then definitely know that you should have a show. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come right back, we're going to deep dive into this topic a lot more. I have a lot of questions that's been flooding in, and I want to get those questions answered for you today. All right. We'll be right back, everyone, right after this.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Everyone, we are back, and today's topic is how to actually start a virtual show from scratch and how you can do that today. So, when we leave this discussion today, I don't want you to be in a position where, hey, Mackenzie, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. And thank you for helping me backstage. Listen, when we finish today's discussion, I want you to know how to get started today. So even if we never cross paths again, and you're like, well, Kim, I thank you for the information. I'm not going to be working with you, but I definitely wanted to hear this good, free, gifted information. Then by all means, take this information and run with it. And starting today, you can have your own show. Now, of course, my desire is for you to work with me and for me to be able to coach you through this journey. And the way that that process works is I actually spend one-on-one time with you for 6 weeks. So we get a great chance to get to know each other on a much deeper level. And I help you create that show from scratch. Now, when we actually create the show, what happens is we are given the opportunity to create everything from A to Z. Mackenzie, do you have a question? If so, let me know. Other than, okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on. I know. And let me go ahead and do this too. Put the link here in case any of you all would like to join in. I would love to be able to have you come right on screen. And what I'll do is I will put that right here in the comments section for you in case you would like to come on and ask your question directly face to face. Some people prefer face to face interaction. So if that's you, come on the screen and it'll bring you right into the broadcast. Okay, so let me go ahead and start answering some of these questions. One of the questions that's okay, how do you make money advertising while airing your show? Joseph, I am so excited for that question, and you have a fantastic show yourself. The way that people make money in doing a show is usually through monetization is one of the ways that you earn money. So if you have different platforms that will feature your show, then what happens is they will, based on the amount of, let me use audio, for example, first. An audio download podcasting situation, they will pay you based on how many downloads and views you have on your audio distribution channel. So if, for example, in my case, I'm actually auto distributed on multiple platforms, even though I only utilize the one service, they actually, and I use Spreaker. That way I'm telling you exactly what I use so that it's not vague. I don't like mystical communication. So I use Spreaker. Somebody type that. Spreaker.com is where I do my audio downloading platform. Spreaker, SPREKER.com. And the way that I have that set up is I have it set up where it is auto distributed to quite a few platforms. For example, it's distributed to Spotify, it's approved on iTunes and SoundCloud and Deezer and iHeartRadio. And these are some of these places you have to get a application and approved to distribute your material there. But then once it's approved, you get a chance to get it auto distributed to all of those different outlets. And it's just through me uploading my show, and then it goes out to all of those outlets at one time. There are other clients of mine that use us, they use Captivate and they use Anchor. A lot of them use Anchor as well. So there's no one over the other that you have to use when it comes to that, but find one that you like, use it, and find out the maximum benefits associated with that. So let me go back to your question, Joseph. What happens in the audio downloading situation is based on the amount of downloads you have, they will send a notification saying, hey, we're going to start paying you something. And these episodes that you're submitting, if they have a dollar sign beside them, mean that they're monetizable. And so my episodes now are monetizable, right? Then they also ask you, hey, can we put some commercials of our own into your broadcast? And if that's the case, they call that like pre-roll, mid-roll, and post-roll. And of course, I say, yes, of course you can do that. So yes, I let them put the pre, mid, and post-roll. Now, if it's something specific that you don't want included in the content of their commercials, you can specify anything that has this, and this, don't include it on my broadcast because it's kind of against whatever I believe. And so you can definitely specify that. But that's one of the ways that you can get monetized is through your distribution channels. You can get monetized through YouTube. You can get monetized through, in my case, Spreaker. You can also get monetized through your sponsorship. So when you have sponsors that will support your broadcast, and then they will pay a certain amount of money to advertise their products and their services on your platform, then that's another way that you are able to earn income. Another thing you can do is being able to collaborate with other podcast hosts. And sometimes in that case, it's more bartering, but when they may advertise on your platform, you may advertise on theirs. And it just brings a certain level of professionalism to your program. So there are a lot of different ways. You can also get community sponsors, corporate sponsors. I've had in the past when I was with PBS working and having my show on there, I had to get corporate sponsors, but it wasn't just me. It was a team of people that helped make that possible because we were flying celebrity guests in, putting them in the green room at the old Praise the Lord studio and stuff like that. So there are different tiers to the type of sponsorship that's available and monetization that's available. There are all kinds of ways that you can get monetized. Okay. You can also be an affiliate, Joseph, for other programs, and then they bring funds to you as well. So if you advertise for certain companies and then they give you a commission, like, for example, the program How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch on KimJacobsConsulting.com. If you refer someone to the program, then I also will give an affiliate commission to you as well. Okay. All right. Other questions? Let's keep all these questions coming. And let me know, is this helpful to you all? Is this the type of show episodes you like to see sometimes? I know I come on and I interview guests every day, but I also want to come on as the host of the show because I have some knowledge on quite a few areas in life. That's why I'm called the Balance Doctor. Then I also want to come on and share my expertise with you all from time to time too. So let me know if this is helpful, or Kim, just stick to the interviewing and call it a day. Let me know. Okay. All right. Let's see. Dr. Tina Ramsey, I see you. And thank you for being here. She's with CTR Media Network, which we stream in 100 countries and like over 300 million households. So if you reach out to Dr. Tina Ramsey, let her know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you her way. All right. What platform, Cliff says, what platform are you using for your visual? Yes, Cliff, I actually use StreamYard. So this is a StreamYard platform. And what I'll do is, let me pull this, let me grab this. I'll get you, if I'm able to do that. I don't want to do anything to mess this broadcast up. But if you'd like to get a referral link from me, then just email me. I'll put my email right here, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. And when you email me, I will send you a referral link and it will give you a discount off of your bill and a discount off of mine. I really like transparent communication. So Cliff, I'm grateful that you asked that question. I don't get any money from me being able to refer you to use StreamYard, but I love the service. I love the crispness of this particular platform. And they do give you a discount and they give me a discount off of our bill for that month. So don't just go signing up for StreamYard and you reach out to me when you could have got yourself a whole good discount. All right. All right. Hope that helps. Anybody else? Other questions? Thank you, Mackenzie. You've been so helpful to me. I'm able to keep my hands free and ask and answer all these questions. Bridget, thank you for tuning in. Let's see. You said, how can you go virtual on LinkedIn? Okay. So, Bridget, I'm really grateful that you asked that question. The way that LinkedIn works is you have to have a minimum of 150 contacts, which a lot of people already do. So then once you have those contacts, the connections, you know how you do your LinkedIn and you accept the invitations in your network. Then once you have those 150 connections in your network, you're qualified to be able to start going live, streaming live on LinkedIn. There is an application process. And so what you would need to do is simply complete, when you attempt to go live, it'll say, wait, can't go live because you haven't gotten permission yet. They'll give you a process to be able to follow the Q&A that they have. Once you do that, you're able to start going live. Now, I will tell you also that on LinkedIn, what I've learned over the years as a coach here doing this is that you can go live one time a day on LinkedIn. That's unless the rules changed at all, but I believe it was one time a day. Okay. So when you do go live, make sure you're going live with your best stuff for that day, because later that day you get another thought. Don't be putting it on LinkedIn because guess what? You already went live and you don't want it to get banned or shut down or anything. Okay. Hope that helps and answers that question. Any other questions so far? Let's see. And you guys are very interactive. Did you all say you'd like this for me to come on and do some Ask Kim segments too? Because I didn't see a yes, no, maybe so. What? Because I need to know. Okay. So if this is something that is helpful to you, these type of topics, me coming on and sharing this information, please put Kim, this helps or something in the comments so I'll be able to go back and look at it later. Okay. Shanine from Chicago. Glad to have you, Shanine. You said, this is my first time joining. Okay, I'm so glad to have you tuned in here to the Kim Jacobs Show. And I welcome you to come back many times over. And definitely come back when I have my guest on tomorrow, too. She's going to, I'm not going to, just make sure you tune in Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. You don't want to miss the wonderful guests that I bring on this show. Very helpful so far. Thanks for hosting. Okay. Thank you, Shanine, for being here. And glad to have you from Chicago. Bridget, I guess I should just keep my glasses on for a minute because I keep taking them on and off. Thank you so much. How can I book you for a session? Okay. So the way that this works, Janine, if you're interested, I will put here, I'm going to put here how you can actually, right there. You can grab that information. It's kimjacobsconsulting.com. And again, our 6 weeks, I work with you each week on a specific topic. We designate the time that works best for your schedule because everyone's schedule is different. I can only take literally a very limited amount of people because I'm one person. So if I'm doing, it's not an online course where you just go click the button and you get all of this information funneled to you in drip mode. That's not what's happening. You're getting me directly, working with you directly, and we're creating a real show from scratch. And sometimes people ask, well, why would I want to work with you? Okay, let me tell you, I've had the experience of about 15 years or so of hosting. And back in the day, I used to formally mute the television and read the closed captioning when Oprah Winfrey and Phil Donahue come on. And you cannot tell me I was not being Oprah, right? And she's a role model to all of us in this, a lot of us in this world. But I was so inspired by everything that she would be saying. Little did I know that I would really ultimately become a talk show host. So I had the opportunity, uh, Bridget, just so you know, I had the opportunity when someone invited me. I was a part of eWomen Network, and I'm still a part of eWomen Network. I'm actually the managing director in Charlotte, North Carolina, with ewomennetwork.com. So if you've never heard of it, go check it out and put /Charlotte, and that's me. Okay. And you can join eWomen Network too. So I was at a networking round, and I only had 1 minute to say what I do and what I'm interested in having happen in the next 30 days. So I actually said in 1 minute or less that my name is Kim Jacobs. I'm interested in having my own talk show. That would be my dream come true situation. I was traveling at the time with Les Brown as a motivational speaker, but I was like, I still want to be a talk show host. The next day, guess what? A young lady in that networking round met me at an old abandoned building. And I was like, hey man, I don't know you like that. I mean, we just met at a networking, so I'm not going to old abandoned building with you. But I actually am glad I did, because inside that building, there were about 20 or so people, maybe 25. I don't remember. There's a whole rack of folk with lights and all of this stuff dangling. And they had a chair, and they said, act like it's your 100th show. Act like it's your 100th show, not your first show. So I sat down and I was like, okay, hi, my name is Kim Jacobs, and I am here with Daily Balance with Kim Jacobs. And today I have with me, and I would talk about who I had. So in this particular case, I would say, oh, I had with me Emmett Smith and Pat Smith. At the time, they were talking about blended family things. Or I would say, oh, today I have with me Dr. Les Brown. And Les Brown is talking about how important it is, him and George Fraser, about the power of networking and the power of telling your story. So I had that opportunity, and it afforded me the opportunity to have a show on PBS called Daily Balance with Kim Jacobs, and also on the Word Network. So I had those opportunities, and then became the balance expert on NBC and a local affiliate, teaching people how to do different aspects of their lives. And they would get an opportunity for me to come into their home and do a balance makeover. So anyway, lots of great opportunities happened as a result of me deciding that I was going to be a talk show host. So the answer is yes, I can work with you one-on-one, kimjacobsconsulting.com. And if you email me at kim@thebalancedoctor.tv and tell me that you're going to be training with me, I'll give you a 20% discount. But you have to email me personally and say, Kim, give me that 20% discount, and I'll do it. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? More questions? Oh, somebody said, oh, Shanice said, absolutely. Okay. I look forward to working with you, Shanice. What is your favorite platform to stream on? Instagram, Facebook, etc. Great question, Mackenzie. My favorite platform to stream on is all of the ones that StreamYard allows me to go live on at one time. And in this case, it's actually 8 different platforms that I go live on. On LinkedIn, I go live on Facebook, on multiple Facebook pages. I go live on CTR Media Network, allows me to be able to go live on their platform as well, which is such an honor and a privilege. So I go live on their YouTube channel and on their Facebook page. And then I go live on the Kim Jacobs Show YouTube channel. And so that's where I'm streaming live. And then I package my show that you see here and send it to streaming outlets as well that I don't get to stream on here. But my favorite is Facebook so far. Okay. Other questions? And I think everybody, just so you know, you have your people, different places that you know you connect with very easily without any major effort and training. Then that's where you want to connect with those people, because they already know you, you know them, and it's not a big learning curve. So keep that in mind too. Cynthia Lennox says, I took the 6-week training. Yes, Cynthia Lennox, the Cynthia Lennox Show. It was very thorough. If you know nothing about media or how to operate a virtual studio, then Kim Jacobs Consulting is the way to go. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. You own your own show with your own topic, and it is worth the investment in yourself. If you're thinking about it, make the decision right now. I'm happy I did. Cynthia. Now, Cynthia Lennox, she's a motivational speaker. She didn't have a show, but she now has a show called The Cynthia Lennox Show, and it is phenomenal. She teaches people, especially if you're at the age of like 60 or older, and sometimes you're dealing with life's transitions and how relevant you are, whether you are in retirement mode or non-retirement mode, and all of this stuff. She teaches you to embrace your age with grace and to understand that you have a happy mindset and how you can use that happy mindset to become the best version of yourself, even in your senior years. She got some good stuff over there. All right. So make sure y'all check out the Cynthia Lennox Show. Thank you for that beautiful comment, Cynthia. Anybody else? Hope I'm answering all of your questions. Let's see. Bridget said, I would love to be interviewed. I went back to college at the age of 45 to be an early childhood teacher. Now, children author of 20 books. Get out of here, Bridget. DJBJ rapping school teacher. DJBJ rapping school teacher. Okay. So were you rapping? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I'm excited. Yes, definitely. Please send your information to me on my email that I provided in the comments section, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. Let me make sure I pop that. Mackenzie, if you see my email somewhere back in the comments, pop it up for me. Kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. Kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. Go ahead and send your story to me and let's arrange an interview. And I'm sure Cynthia Lennox, I know she does a lot of solo hosting, but she may be more than happy to interview you too, since it's, you're over 45 and everything. All right. Let's see other comments. Wow. Okay. So I think that, hey, Dennis Spraggins, one of our faithful viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comment section. I do have some questions that people emailed in to me and text me as well. So I will go through those. Let's take a quick commercial break. You can take Dennis's comment down for me, Mackenzie. And then what we're going to do is take a commercial break. And we already played the one from Hunter Everidge Law Firm, but we're going to take another break and hear from, I think, Confidence Tones, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Confidence Tones. Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development formula called audio immersion to provide an experience that's designed to help quickly and effortlessly generate positive change in the subconscious mind when used correctly. This experience is achieved using 4 primary building blocks: brainwave modulation, invocation of positive emotions, immersive imagination stimuli, and developmental suggestion. We know of no other source in the world that provides the synergistic combination. With a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to immerse yourself into audio that's designed specifically to help you feel better, do better, and live better.
Right, everyone. We are back, and someone had asked the question earlier. I think it was Joseph. These are sponsors, and so the way that you would get the sponsors to be advertised on your show is to be able to get that MP4 footage from them, and then you're able to embed it into your program and stream it as a part of your broadcast. That way, whenever your sponsor gets the advertisement, they're getting some kind of like universal advertisement, because whether I'm airing it like this video wise or whether I'm airing it on my audio streaming, they're still getting that exposure to all of those clients. Okay. So there's a way, and I have templates for that, for you to be able to encourage your sponsors to become a sponsor of your program. And I can definitely work with you on that. Some people only need bite-sized information and consultation type of thing. So if that's your case and you're like, Kim, I already have a show, but I literally just need this technical stuff that you're doing here. And that's all I need. I don't need to learn how to host a show. I need to know how to work all these buttons that you sitting here dealing with all of this stuff. I have a program specific to StreamYard training only, just the technical piece of it. And that is customized based on how many sessions you need. Some people only need one session, some people need 4, some people need 3, depending upon how technologically savvy you are. And a lot of people that utilize that service are from like some pastors that are doing Bible study. And they're like, I need to be professional when I go live to do my Bible study with my church members. And then there are attorneys and professors, teachers. So if that's you, still go to kimjacobsconsulting.com and the price is there for you for that package as well. And yes, my email address is kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. I think Bridget was asking that question. So yes, feel free to email me. And if you type in the code, and Mackenzie type this for me, HT. Oh, I'll just type it. I'm telling you to type it. I'm getting right here ready to type it. Hold on. Okay, so HTSSFS. This is how to start your own show from scratch. Gives you 20% discount. When you email it to kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. So you're going to get a 20% discount because you're here on this broadcast and you're emailing me, HTSSFS, 20% discount off of the training if you email that to kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. All right. So that email, Bridget, is kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. Other questions? I see you, Mom. Speaking of which, my mom is turning, well, I don't know. I'm not going to yell at her age, but I will say that she has a birthday coming up August 10th. Yay! And right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, if you want to come on and share shout outs and say happy birthday to my mommy, you're welcome to do that on Thursday's episode. It's going to be August 10th, and I'm going to be celebrating my mama. So anybody can come on and say something, come on screen and say something. You send a shout out. And it's also on August 10th, Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day, thanks to Dr. Somerville, who made that possible in the city of Charlotte when she came to bring her performance here, Spare the Rod, Spoil the Child. And so they added Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day to that performance. So thank you. So August 10th, we will also be celebrating Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day. And for those that don't know who Gabriel is, you always see me wear this pendant. That's my son that transitioned from this earth. He lives in heaven. But I often tell people that we want to spread awareness about sudden cardiac arrest and how we can go about eliminating some of it and minimizing it with some basic parameters that we put in place. So you'll hear more about that on Thursday as well. If you want to learn more about Gabe's Heart Foundation, then it's at gabesheartfoundation.org. We have our 5K walk coming up the 4th Saturday in September. You can walk virtually or in person. So check out gabesheartfoundation.org, register, and be ready for the walk on the 4th Saturday in September this year. All right. Other questions? Any more questions, Mackenzie? Oh, somebody said happy birthday to my Leo sister. I see you. Shanine said happy birthday to her Leo sister. Okay. All right. Dennis, I can't wait to soak up all the 6 classes like a sponge. Dennis, I can't wait either. I think you're going to have you would be having a great, fun, intellectual show is what I think. All right. Any other questions? All right. So right now, let me go to some of the questions that were sent in to me. One person wanted to know, how do I identify the focus of my show? Okay. Yeah. Every show should have some type of focal point. You have to know What are you going to be talking about? Who are you going to be talking to? What is going to be the subject matter? What are you going to kind of be branded for? So what's going to be your thing that you're known for? In my case, I'm Kim Jacobs, the balance doctor. So a lot of times I bring guests on my show that have overcome something. They dealt with some issues and obstacles in life. And these are the steps that they took to become who they are today. Some of it's very traumatic, some of it's enlightening and lighthearted, some of it's educational, how to kind of stuff. So it just depends upon the guest as to who I bring on in that particular case. But you want to know, what are you going to be focusing on? And that's a part of the exercise of our training. I'll actually walk you through an exercise that helps you identify that process. So that's important to know. You cannot have a show and not know what the focus of the show is going to be, or there's no need to have one. Okay. If you already know the focus, then make note of that. And I recommend just some blank notebook paper and make note and capture some of the thoughts that you have pertaining to your show. Another question that came in. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, how do I know what format my show should be in? And that was a really good question too. Well, all of the questions are outstanding, by the way. What time is it? We've been doing this already for almost 40 minutes. Woo! Okay. Wow. One thing that I recommend is identifying when it comes to formatting and how you're going to roll out your show. Will it be that you'll roll it out as a solo host? Like right now, what you see on the screen is me as a solo host. And so if that's the case, I'll give you an example of some things that you would do. So I would make sure that I'm framed. Hello. See, did you see the difference? Hello, I am solo hosting the Kim Jacobs Show, right? So if you're going to be a solo host, it's you coming on the screen and you sharing the information exclusively by yourself. And sometimes, like, you can do a PowerPoint presentation, or you can do training material, or you can share excerpts from some things that you'd like to just talk about that would make the point of what it is that you're sharing at that moment. So I'll give you an example. If I'm on talking right now, and then I have a son, for example. He's actually one of our episode sponsors, and I'll play this, Mackenzie. And this is well, no, this will be right here in the middle of the screen if I do this, because it's going to be right here with my hands dangling out. But I'm going to move out of the screen so you can see it for a second. But he lost over 100 pounds. And so he's been on this transformational weight loss journey with no surgery. And he now takes clients. And I'll show you his website too. It's called majorpt.com, majorpt.com. And he is one of today's episode sponsors. His name is Ivan, and he fights this lung disease, but he's kicking it in the head, and made a conscious decision to lose weight and to realize that this is not about him. This is about his overcoming and inspiring other people. So let me play this for a second, and I'll step out of the screen because you're going to be able to see me.
Always ask people, what if the opposition and adversity that you've been dealt isn't even about you? What if the challenges you're facing are not even about you? What if it's to bring somebody else closer to God? What if it's to improve somebody else's relationship with God? What if it's to fortify somebody else's faith through the way that you handle the opposition and adversity and respond to it? Like, I firmly believe when we deal with things and we encounter things, I believe the purpose and the mission of
Wow. So majorpt.com, he's taking on 5 clients. He actually works with some locally that he meets them and goes to their gym and helps them grocery shop. But he's also certified through the National Association of Sports Medicine to work with some virtually as well. But that's just an example of you being able to say, I'm on the show by myself, but I can infuse in different things still to make the show be more robust. Then there is also the opportunity to have a co-host. When you have a co-host, it's going to be you and the other person on the screen, and you're interviewing a guest. So the two of you are kind of tag teaming, and you're actually interviewing a special guest that's coming on your show. Then there's also the opportunity to have you as a host, a solo host, but you're also interviewing a guest. So you're bringing a guest onto the platform. As you saw Mackenzie pop in a couple of times, she didn't have her camera showing, but that would be me interviewing and her coming on as my guest. So those are different. It's a lot of different options that are available to you. And we determine which one works best for you based on your style, your personality, extrovert, introvert, pre-recorded, live. It's a lot of factors that go into that when you kind of come up with the formatting. Okay. You want to definitely know, somebody asked this question too. You want to know how long your show is going to run. Is it going to be 30 minutes? Is it going to be 45 minutes? Is it going to be an hour? What's the right amount of time that your show should air? I usually help you determine that based on our training time together because it's different for everyone. So no one's going to be able to say, oh, you should just automatically run it at this time. That's not how it works. So we customize that based on what works and fits best for you. Okay. Gabe's Heart Foundation. Yes, Gabe's Heart Foundation.org. Make sure you check that out in honor of my son. We have Gabe's Heart Foundation. Shanine said, do you stream on various platforms simultaneously? If so, how many at once? Yes, so with the video streaming platform, I actually stream up to 8 platforms at one time. The reason I stream to 8 is because that's what I paid for. Okay. So I actually paid to stream up to 8. And that's what you're seeing here. It's going to multiple Facebook pages, whether it's my personal page, my business pages, and CTR Media, a couple of their pages, which is a streaming podcasting hosting service as well, which the president is on here today, Dr. Tina Ramsey. So if you reach out to her, let her know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you her way. Also to LinkedIn and to YouTube as well. So that's where I'm streaming right now, Shanine. Okay. Then from the audio download podcast, I stream to probably about maybe 20 or so all at one time. So when I upload this episode into my Spreaker account, it auto distributes to iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Deezer, Podchaser, all kinds of different, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. It's a bunch of different ones because some people don't ever want to see a video. They only want to hear the broadcast because they're busy. They're trying to rock around and do all of this stuff. So they play it in their car, they play it in their ear while they have their headphones or earbuds on. You just want to not deprive people of the opportunity to hear your episodes, your shows. Other questions? Y'all working me. So this right here, full-time job right here. This right here, full-time services. Let's see. I hope it's helping you though, sincerely. And let's also put up how you can actually donate to the Kim Jacobs Show. It's scrolling below. You can donate to our broadcast, which airs Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Oh, Joseph, this is another way for you to monetize your program. We have people, Kevin and Angie, that just recently donated to the Kim Jacobs Show. I want to thank you all for your donation. I definitely want to thank Tanya and Robert. Thank you for your donation. And lots of people donate to the Kim Jacobs Show. And for example, Allison Skeet, thank you for your contributions to the show. Dawn Whitty, I appreciate your contribution to the Kim Jacobs Show recently. I don't have the whole list in front of me, so I'm like, oh gosh, I probably am forgetting a name, but lots of names, but because there are a lot more donors. Definitely Mr. Wayne, I want to thank you for your donations as well. Listen, you can donate to Cash App, $ Kim Jacobs Inc. And that's the biggest way that people donate. Another way is paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And then we have Venmo and we have, you name it, we have it. You can send a hard copy check if you want, and we can give you a mailing address. So you don't deprive people of the opportunity to support and pour into your broadcast, because that's the only way that the shows survive is through community contributions. And another thing too, some guests, this is another question that I get often. Should I charge my guests to be on the show or should I not? I don't charge my guests to be on the Kim Jacobs Show. So at our show, we don't charge guests, but we encourage people to donate. And most of the guests, almost a lot of the guests, will send a donation. Like after they get done with being on the show and the experience they've had, they'll send a contribution just as a blessing to the program and to the broadcast. So that does happen. Yes. And Joseph, that's another way to make more income. Okay. Other questions? Let's see. If you haven't already subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show on our YouTube channel, oh, Shanine said, got it. Thank you. You're welcome, Shanine. Thank you for your active participation. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Kim Jacobs Show. And sometimes my children are like, Mom, you got to ask people to subscribe. I never ask people. I don't ever ask people to subscribe. So I'm asking you, can you subscribe and can you encourage your friends, family, coworkers, church members, everybody to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show? There's my ask. Hello. All right. Let's see another question that came in. I want to make sure I get through some of these too. How do I know where to distribute my show? I did answer that question already. And somebody asked it here too. And we talked about some of the hosting platforms. I use StreamYard. A lot of people also use Buzzsprout and Podbean. Then I told you about Anchor, Captivate, and then Spreaker. So those are some of the, but there are about 40 or 50 different platforms. You can get so engrossed and overwhelmed and bogged down with all of this information that's out here, or you can try to get it streamlined by getting someone that's going to kind of hold your hand on the journey and walk you through that process. I do want to take a moment. Let me see if I can pull this in. Give me a second. See if I can. Yeah, I definitely would like to make sure that I share with you this promo video too. But before I do that, let me see. Before I do that, what I'm going to do is keep answering some more questions while I'm looking it up, because I don't want to deprive you of the opportunity. Yeah, here it is. Okay. But let me see. Somebody else asked a question, which is things to look out for. Oh, someone asked me, how do you know what to look out for when you're actually choosing a hosting platform? And I thought that was a wonderful question too. I hadn't even thought of that question. So thank you for asking that, you guys. Everybody that turned in questions and asked these questions, they were awesome. Thank you. Things that I would look for is definitely the amount of storage space. That is critically important, because like I know here with StreamYard, I have a set amount of storage space that I can access. Once you get to that space, then they say, hey, you can always access more as long as you pay a little bit higher. So I think you have to identify how much storage space you're going to have as you're hosting a show or creating your show. And then are you able to go back and look at the data and see how many people were viewing? What were they saying? Can you go back and access the comments again later? That's very helpful to me in this platform, because I go and view it on the platforms and I go in and answer the questions or just thank them for attending. Like, so you guys will get a communication from me as the host. I enjoy the opportunity to connect with my viewers and say, thank you for participating. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, this was the answer. I hope this was helpful, whatever. Taking the moment to be able to get access to that is important in whatever hosting platform you use. And I already shared with you all, if you decide you want to use StreamYard, email me, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv, and I will send you a referral link for you to be able to get a discount off of your first bill if you go to the paid version, and I'll get a discount off of my bill that month. Making sure that that is user friendly, so that when you're clicking on these buttons and stuff, everything's working synergistically for you and you're not stressed out like, what in the world is happening with all this stuff? That's why I offer that technical training too, because again, some people aren't interested in hosting a show, but they definitely are interested in looking professional and making sure things work a certain way when they are presenting themselves. And I will tell you too that I have a son, and Cynthia Lennox can vouch for this, because he did her site for her called thecynthialennoxshow.com. Jeremiah Jacobs is my son. He's also one of our episode sponsors. He's 18 years old, and he will do a very reasonably priced website for you, as well as overlays where you can get the different templates that frame you and have you and your guests in the squares that look like you're very high level, he can do those for you as well. So if you visit jeremiahjjacobs.com, you'll learn more about his services. And please let him know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you his way. And if you want to check out the Cynthia Lennox Show, Cynthia, you can put your I'll put it here. So he did the CynthiaLennoxShow.com as well. And you can check that site out to see some of his work. He's working on several others as well, but I'll leave it there for a minute. And all right. Woo, other questions. Oh, equipment. Somebody asked about the equipment that you should. Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah. Somebody asked about the equipment that you should actually get. I think it's extremely important to have a great phone with some quality camera action, where it's like, I have an iPhone. I used to be straight Android girl, and I love Androids, so I'm not going to bash no Android. I'm not that girl. Okay. But I now have an iPhone only because it was some ways for me to connect better with my children, because they all had iPhones and I was the only one that didn't have one. Right. So I was like, no, I was kicking and screaming, I'm not going over, I'm not converting. But now I love my iPhones. But again, no bad vibes or anything or feelings towards Android. Let me see. Having that is important, because then I can go live right from my phone and it still looks like a quality experience with the proper lighting. Lighting is extremely important. And what I do when I'm training you is I give you the exact SKU numbers to everything that I have to make sure that you don't have to start from scratch. For real, the goal is not for you to start from scratch if you're working with me as your trainer. Okay. So your lighting, and also making sure you have an external camera that you can attach to your computer. That should be some type of HD camera, and use that, and use whatever one you want. It's fine, but make sure it's something that you can attach in. And an external microphone. Making sure that you have an external microphone as well is very important. Okay. So make sure you do that. And I'm trying to think, Mackenzie, is there anything I've left off? Oh, plugging directly into your router. That is important too. Do not try to go off of your Wi-Fi. That's not going to work. So if you could avoid doing that, avoid doing that. Go right into your actual router through your Ethernet. If you don't have an Ethernet outlet, then use the appropriate attachments. And external mic, I said that. All right. All right. So those are some of the basic equipment needs that I think. Again, I'm sharing everything I could think to share with you in an hour, and hopefully it's very helpful. Ever see yourself? Well, I didn't see that question, Mackenzie. Go back and pop it up again. Go back to that other question for me. Ever see yourself having a show again in person? Girlfriend, Mackenzie, you already know the answer to this because you backstage. I 100% will have a show in person again. The virtual experience came about because of COVID and everything, where everyone was in shutdown mode. And I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here and just talk to myself. I'm getting ready to go live, right? So that's what happened. I started doing the virtual show, but absolutely, I love the touchy-feely in person, hugging and being right there with the person. Yes, I will have an in-person show 100%. Next question. Great question, Mackenzie. Let's see any other questions. Who is this? Joe Ma! Hello, Mr. Ogletree. Woo-hoo! Y'all, you have to get to know Mr. Ogletree. He is a wonderful young man. All right. How do you identify what type of guest to have on your show? Great question. Now, based on the focus of your show, if you know that the focus of your show is health and wellness, or it's going to be about how people balance different aspects of their lives, or if it's about money and wealth, in your case, it might be about money and wealth and how people go about retaining it, obtaining it, and sustaining it, and being able to excel in it, right? So if that's the case, then you would find people that have those areas of expertise already. They may be gurus in that particular field. And so you now have something to invite them to say, hey, I've been admiring you from afar and love your work and love everything you stand for. I'd love to have you come and be a guest on my show. So typically that's a conversation starter and a door opener for you to really connect with someone that may have never been willing to connect with you in the past. So now, because you have this platform, Jomar, you're able to say, hey, I host a show on this day, and I'd love to have you come and be a guest on my show so that you can share your expertise with my community. and it works very nicely. Does that answer the question? Ever see yourself having a show again? Okay. Let me take a moment and play this so you can learn again about our training services. KimJacobsConsulting.com. I told you at the beginning that it's not, I gave you a whole bunch of information as a gift. Didn't charge $1, right? But this is a way for you to also be able to work with me personally once a week for 6 weeks, and I will help you create your show. I'm talking about like even come up with the name and stuff, but you own your own content at the end of it all. And so if that's you, I want you to just take a listen to this for a second. And I got it, Mackenzie. I don't know who's right here with me, Dr. Les Brown. How are you, Dr. Brown?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a time you want to give yourself a competitive edge. If you got a message, you have some knowledge or experience, a story, or if you want to do something adventurous and exciting with your life that can increase your credibility, expose you to millions of people, I'm encouraging you to have your own talk show. I used to have a talk show. That one talk show catapulted me to another level. Now there are more people watching the internet, as you are aware, than television. Yes. Come on, somebody.
That's right.
Dr. Kim Jacobs, she trained people on how to have their own talk show. She will train you how to do that. And now with me working, partnering with her, now you have the combination of an audience, expansive audience. We have over 4 million people in all of our platforms, and the coaching you need to grow your business, to grow your multi-level marketing organization, to draw more attention to yourself in this noisy economy. Go ahead, Kim.
So in the training that I do, Les, I actually do a 6-week training. It's 1 hour per week. And each week I meet with the individuals one-on-one. We go through and we talk about all of the things that's necessary for a show to become a reality. We go from how to actually identify your focus area, what's going to be your ideal customer that's going to be tuning in. We'll talk about how to get guests, how to get sponsorship, how to go about getting your lighting, your branding, and your banners, and everything that you need to know. And guess what, Les? They own their own content at the end of the day.
And that's exciting. Now, if you're ready to create a shift in your business and in your life and increase your cash flow, I want you to go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. It's right there on the screen, KimJacobsConsulting.com. You know, people say opportunity knocks on every door. Right. No, opportunity stands by silently waiting for you to recognize it. So I want you to recognize that this is a time for you. This is an incredible time to have your own talk show. It establishes a level of credibility.
Yes.
And by being exposed to people on a regular basis, it allows you to strategically begin to impact and attract your audience. She can take you in a place in yourself that you can't go by yourself. So go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. That's KimJacobsConsulting.com. Did I say KimJacobsConsulting.com? Yes, you did.
All right. All right, everybody. Listen. All right. That's Dr. Les Brown, and he's endorsing the Kim Jacobs Consulting Training Program. So I would love the opportunity to work with you for 6 weeks. We laugh, we cry. Some things you don't agree with that I'll talk about. You do get a graduation at the end of the 6 weeks so we can launch you out to the community and be able to tell people when to start tuning into your show. Actually, this week we have a young lady that's graduating. Her show is going to be epic. So I cannot wait for you all to tune in to her graduation. That's this Wednesday coming up. So, all right, I think I've covered as much as I could in all of the questions. You all asked some phenomenal questions. In this hour, we went through quite a bit, probably at least 30 or so questions have come through on how you can start your own virtual show from scratch. And here's the deal. Everything that I told you, you can do this today. Everything that I shared with you, the answers to these questions, if you walk away with that information that is in this video, you can start your show today and go live. If you want someone that's going to hold your hand in the process, work with you one-on-one, help you really deep dive and get the show that you want, I'm going to personally help you do that one-on-one for 6 weeks. If you're not interested in a show, but you're saying, oh, hey, Janet Butts, yes, love her energy and authenticity. And I see you saying, Janet Butts is saying, Kim is so awesome. No, you so awesome. Let me just divert for 1 minute. This woman went for a competition called North America's Greatest Speaker. And Janet Butts also took the training course as well, how to start your show from scratch. So she'll be debuting to the world soon here. But anyway, she came and knocked that competition out the park, sharing her story, adding humor, heartbreak. She's an amputee, but this woman, she said something that was so, she said that was so stupid because he did something over here on her left arm and she right-handed. So she still can able to do what she need to do with her right hand. I was like, okay. I'm so inspired by what happened, Janet, with you. I'm so grateful that you were in that competition and did so well. I love celebrating people, everybody, just so you know. So if you have a story, you want to be here on the Kim Jacobs Show, definitely email me, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. Share your story with me. If you're interested in receiving that discount that we talked about, 20% off, then make sure you email, and Mackenzie, you can find that for me and pop it up. It's HTSSFS, how to start your show from scratch, basically. Email me that and say, I would like to get my 20% discount, Kim, and I'd like to get started with you. And I'll honor that 20% off. If you're a person that you say, Kim, look, I am not interested in the show, but I'm a pastor, I'm a Bible study leader, I'm a professor, I'm an attorney. I just need to know how to operate some of this stuff professionally. I have a program for you where I'm teaching you just the technical aspects of things. And so you can definitely let me know that, and I'll still give you a 20% off discount as well. All right. I have answered everything I can answer in an hour. The Ask Kim segment was bravo, wonderful. Thank you. And I hope if you have walked away with one thing that you can apply to your business, to your new show today, put some kind of comment in the comment section. Let me see. I learned something, Kim. This is my takeaway. Yes, it was helpful. I'm going to do this. I'm scared to death. Oh my gosh, I need you right away. Whatever. Put your comments and let me see what you're working with. Okay. Thank you all so much. Make sure you tune in on Thursday. Yeah, my mommy's birthday on August 10th, and Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day is going to be a dual show that day, focusing on my mom and focusing on Gabriel Michael Jacobs, my son, my 12-year-old son. That's 12 forever, that lives in heaven. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Mackenzie, thank you for your help backstage. Thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time with a guest, not just the Ask Kim segment, with a guest. See you tomorrow. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern.